We got Travis Calloway. Travis Calloway says, how much do y'all think SEMO had an impact on the running game and the way we ran the ball? SEMO is Chris Morgan, the new offensive line coach. They got yo, you are on to something.
Chris Morgan smoking that Clem pack.
New O-line coach, new O-line lineup, and we get 188 on the ground. SEMO for president. Let's go.
I'd still like to see Dawson.
No. Give me LeGlue. Let's go. And LeGlue, I trust. Trey Turner, I love you. Yep.
Is there anything we could see from just watching the game where you're like, oh, the coach made a difference here?
Yep. 188 on the ground. It was
simply
evident.
that.
It was that simple. Najee ain't never run that hard behind Clem and Dotson and KG and your crew. He ran behind this crew though with Hassanau, with LeGlue. You know what I'm saying? With Trey, with SEMO. Shout out to Chris Morgan, man. Let's go, bro. Let's go, man.
It's awesome. Yeah, give him credit, I guess.
Hey, run it back.
I don't care.
Give it. Same lineup next week, man. Same lineup next week.
But in all seriousness, is there anything you could say from watching the game and point to the coach?
Well, I'll say this. I haven't went back and like deep dove into the old lines portion of it just yet. Sorry, I'm working on like a couple hours of sleep right now. But I will go back and look. But the one thing I'll say off the top of my head that I could point to SEMO, Chris Morgan, his impact, you could just say the continuity up front in terms of for 4 quarters, regardless of the successful runs or the negative runs that they had, right? Where Ben might have got hit or Najee got stuffed on a run play. They kept going. They kept firing off the ball. They kept fighting. Whereas at times, as we've talked about, it will look as if the team isn't trying to execute like fundamentally, especially in the run game. We did the breakdown a week ago showing some of the inefficiencies with the run game and the scheme part of it. But I thought yesterday it was less about scheme and more so about just mentality. Because when we're sitting here in the stands, we're saying to ourselves like, man, I don't necessarily feel like these are big runs that are happening, but you look up and see 188, you look up and see 6.7 on the ground for 30 touches, and you're saying to yourself, well, how does that happen? That's 4 or 5 yards a pop. That's what that is. And you get that with mentality. You get that with attitude, because we're not going to act like these guys all of a sudden became technicians in a week. We're not going to act like they've become, Pro Bowl caliber offensive linemen in a week, because that's not the case. But what you can do in a week is have a mentality that regardless of what happens, regardless of who's in front of me, I'm going to fire off this ball and I'm going to hit this dude in the mouth and let the chips fall where they may after the fact. I do think that part came from him a little bit in the sense of, it was no reason for the O-line to step up like that, right? I mean, I know we can throw the Ben narrative, and I think that helped the team as a whole, and we can get into...
The team looked a little inspired last night, for sure.
And I feel like your boy should have announced this earlier, too. I do. I said it to you when we were sitting in there. We talked. I said, man, he should have said this earlier. We'd won the Super Bowl this year. It's your fault. It's your boy's fault. He wanted to wait too long. No, thank you, 7. Why you wait this long, man?
Mid-season maybe would have been the better
he knew where we were going. You know what I mean? He knew where we were at. He should have done it then. It's all good though. I ain't tripping. But I do point to Morgan in that part. And like I said, when I go back and watch the tape to see like some of the more minute and fine details of, if anything was different with their play in terms of LeGlue, in terms of JC, and comparing them to other guys and stuff like that. But as a whole, I just thought the mentality was what it needed to be. And what we've been preaching about or asking for, we're saying, hey, we know you're not the most talented group. We know y'all going to have bad plays. But at least every play look like you ready to fight. Look like you know what I'm saying? Like you want to be like you're pissed off. And I thought yesterday they played with intensity, man.
Yeah, opposed to being a turnstile. Yeah. Multiple factors. I mean, you could bring up Morgan and obviously JC playing instead of Green. And maybe you want to talk about playing a little inspired. But yeah, that was the best performance, I think, from the offensive line all year. Maybe you could point back to... Then we have some good runs between like week 5 to 7 or 8. We looked all right because Najee was getting like 80 yards, 90 yards. I remember even the first Browns game, he actually played pretty good, but this might have been the best one.
For Najee, yeah, I would.
Like just the offensive line performers. Now, I said they weren't perfect in the passing game, but still,
they still kept
getting that run game is important just for the offense as a whole. I mean, it kind of starts with all that even.
But today's show is brought to you by Manscaped, the leaders in below the waistline grooming. And the innovators, the creators of that Lawnmower 4.0, which is phenomenal. I mean, when you talk about that below the waist care, you know, when you talk about keeping your lawn nice and neat, I always think, you know, just in real life, like when people go to your house and they look at your lawn, you want it to be nice and kept neat when you get company over, right? Because it's not the worst than company comes over to see your lawn and like, oh, what is this?
Yeah, you don't want any dog crap in the yard either.
Yeah, no dog crap, but definitely no bushes and no weeds, whatever you do, okay? But the Lawnmower 4.0 will make sure that you are covered. They will make sure that the grass is low so all of your tree will show, okay? And you want that, okay? It looks better that way. That's what I've heard at least, okay? So with that being said, you can't just check them out. You got to use the promo code. And ladies and gentlemen, we know what the promo code is. It is MOATS. Get you 20% off of your purchase and free shipping worldwide at manscaped.com. So stop wasting time. Hit them up because your delicate twins and friends will thank you.